Good day and welcome back to Mana Ministries, where we let the Bible interpret the Bible. So we've started with Daniel 7 and we've looked at some of the symbolism in Daniel 7 and we sort of cleared out some of the misconceptions in Daniel 7. This week we're going to continue on in Daniel 7 and finish up with the chapter and sort of bring everything together. Especially seeing as there's an angel that gives Daniel the interpretation of the vision. So we can sort of confirm some of the things that we've gleaned from the previous chapters of Daniel and also the first part of it. So let's continue in Daniel 7 from verse 15. I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit, within my body, and the visions of my head troubled me. I came near to one of those who stood by and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me and made known to me the interpretation of all these things. And he said, those great beasts, which are four kings which arise out of the earth, meaning the four principalities. Remember, these kingdoms were fleshly kingdoms, but they represent the principalities. Verse 18, but the saints of the Most High shall receive the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and forever. So this is that great big rock that we are built on. That symbolizes it will crush everything, but the kingdom will be that great big rocks forever and forever. And we are part of that rock. If we are in Jesus, if we are built on Him, on His foundation, we are part of that rock. Verse 19, then I wish to know the truth about the fourth beast, which was different from all the others, exceedingly dreadful, with its teeth of iron and its nails of bronze, which devoured, broke in pieces, and trampled the residue with its feet. Now, Daniel was curious about this fourth beast because this was the Roman Empire, and it seemed so different from the previous one. Remember, in the Roman Empire, it was 10 principalities that pulled together. Coincidentally, the number 10 also could mean the whole number, the full number. That's the meaning of 10. So, it's all the principalities pulling back together in one kingdom, in this Roman kingdom. But what it's also interesting, we know it had teeth of iron, meaning, it was very strong. But it also says it had nails of bronze. You see how the previous empire, the Grecian Empire, was incorporated in it? It had power to hurt with those bronze nails, that being the Grecian philosophy, and the pantheon of gods that the Grecians brought over to the Romans. That speaks of those nails of bronze, and it could do damage. And then Daniel asks, and the 10 horns that were on its head, and the other horn which came up before which 3 fell, namely that horn which had eyes and a mouth which he spoke pompous words with, whose appearance was greater than his fellows. So this 11th little horn, this horn that we learned of, in the first few verses, this is it's something strange, something different. It's a new thing that comes up, speaking pompous words. So Daniel wants to know, what is this? Who is this? How is this little horn have eyes? How is he speaking these pompous words? It doesn't make sense to him. So clearly it's one of these principalities. It's another one that rises up again, but it's different. It's got more power. And we'll look at that in the future video. But for now, it's important to see that this fourth kingdom, being the Roman Empire, was pulled together with all the principalities, pulling their resources together, conglomerating. And this is how Satan pulls his kingdom back together again. Satan, the dragon that was wounded at the Tower of Babel in the plain of Shinar, received a wound as if he was dead, healed himself. He pulled his kingdom back together, and he healed that wound that was seemingly a death blow, but it wasn't, because he pulled it back together again. Verse 21, I was watching, and the same horn was making war against the saints and prevailing against them. So this little horn was making war against the saints, and he was prevailing against them. Even the chosen ones. Until the Ancient of Days came, and a judgment was made in favor of the saints of the Most High. And the time came for the saints to possess the kingdom. So this speaks of that great white throne judgment, the last judgment. Remember, previously we learned that Daniel saw all those judgments when God judged the principalities and when he overthrew their kingdoms. Some of them lived, but only to be thrown into the pit of fire, or the pool of fire at the last judgment. So this is what this is speaking of. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be a fourth kingdom on the earth, which shall be different from all the other kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, trample it, and break it in pieces. The 10 horns are the 10 kings who shall arise from this kingdom, and another shall arise after them. He shall be different from the first ones, and shall subdue 3 kings. He shall speak pompous words against the Most High, shall persecute the saints of the Most High, and shall intend to change times and law. And we'll speak in great detail concerning that in a future video. This little horn and what he did, how he changed the law and how he changes times. Then the saints shall be given into his hand for a time and times and after time. But the court shall be seated, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and destroy it forever. Then the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdoms under the whole heaven shall be given to the people, the saints of the Most High. His kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominion shall serve and obey him. This is the end of the account. And as for me, Daniel, my thoughts greatly troubled me, and my countenance changed. But I kept the matter in my heart. So we can see now that this little horn that rises up after them must be a previous principality. Now we'll remember this head of gold, the Assyrian, the tree that was chopped down, was put in the pit, in the bottomless pit, but it was put there for a time and a season. It wasn't to be down there permanently. How do we know this? Because when the tree was chopped down, it had a band around it, a band of iron and of bronze. Meaning after the Grecian Empire and after the Roman Empire, this little horn will grow again. That tree will start growing again. So who is this little horn? It's none other than the Assyrian. God planned it, that this Assyrian, this little horn, will come up again. Even though his tree was chopped down, God said, do not remove the root, because he must grow again. He said, bound it with a band of silver and gold, with iron and bronze, so that after the Grecian and Roman Empire, this little horn will grow again. It starts off as a little horn, but it grows into a great beast. And in a future video, we'll look at all the detail concerning that, because that ties in perfectly in the book of Revelation. But for now, it's important to see that, Daniel 7 gives us a great many details concerning these 4 kingdoms and another one coming after it. And, as we go on in chapter 8 and chapter 9, we will get a great more detail. We'll be able to see these beasts clearly, and we will be able to identify this little horn even better. But for now, it's important just to see that this little horn is the Assyrian that was chopped down, but after the Roman Empire was allowed to grow again. So we'll look at that next time. Till then, God bless.
Subscribe to our channel and hit that notification button. Let us take you deeper into the revelations of God. Keep on watching.